Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro. We have a very busy day on Saturday. Moon transiting Sagittarius, Saturday, September 27th, expands on yesterday's theme of heightened energy in multiple areas of life being pursued or expressed in a big way, but steps it up to a level that pulls in other potential dimensions of awareness and beingness and other possible timelines or paths which appear to be colliding or opening up to you simultaneously. Yesterday's Star of David aspect pattern has faded, but today is just as busy as yesterday, with a grand trine and a kite, a mystic rectangle, a yod, two Thor's hammers, three T-squares, and one trine aspect, Jupiter in Cancer trine to Neptune retrograde in Aries, conjunct Saturn retrograde in Pisces, which operates independently of the multiple enclosed geometric aspect patterns, which drive this high energy day toward what may be a philosophical, moral, spiritual, and necessary decision, which may result in some external criticism or associated work and sacrifice on your part, no matter what you decide. There is no absolute right or wrong, and probable futures are shifting by the moment as your emotions and thoughts and others are reactive, spontaneous, prone to change, and easily influenced by dreams, ideals, and the promise of something better. The Sagittarius moon instills enthusiasm and zeal, but can cause you to leap without looking, thinking things through, or preparing for the demands that might be placed on you to perform at a high level of energy output once you begin. At that point, though, failure might not be an option, nor will backing out or backing down. That will be the moment to call on your guides, angels, ancestors, higher self, and any other power, higher power you believe in to help you maintain momentum and complete what you have started. On a mundane level, if you have a busy Saturday planned, allow for interruption in your schedule and factor in some free time to attend to your basic physical needs. Having adequate rest, food, and hydration may seem like a waste of time or something you can put off until later when so much is happening and clamoring for your immediate attention. But if you want to be fully tuned in on all levels, you must take care of your physical needs first and be sure that friends or family participating in any activity with you are also physically comfortable and safe. Seatbelts buckled and helmets on. So just wow, as you can see, just about every planet here is connected with every other planet in some way. And that can create that feeling like everything is popcorn going off right now, and you are being pulled in various directions. And for every aspect of ease and flow and things going your way or feeling happy and good, there are undercurrents of tension, activation, friction, challenge from others, challenge from your own stuff that you're stuck in or carrying around that are in resistance to the ease and flow and the good stuff and the happy times and relationships and growing and anything that is basically forward momentum. We've got those T-squares in there that are going to create some sort of resistance to that. So there's a push for change and reaching a higher level in everything, absolutely everything. But then we also have the resistances to those things, even if they are better or for the good. And if you're the one attempting to make changes for the better, there are going to be people who want you to stay the way you are because they might lose you or it's threatening in some way if you go and change. And the same thing if you're implementing anything new that could benefit others, there you may attract criticism because of that. And the bigger the group you're with today, the more challenging it will be for everybody to be happy and having a good time on just the very basic level. I think it really comes down to who is the most persuasive team captain or leader today, who's going to be the most inspiring and keep everybody moving forward with as little resistance, interruption, mishaps, delays, what complaining, whatever else is going to get in the way of the majority having a good time. So we can look at this chart from the mundane perspective or the more uh, spiritual, deeper perspective, and you may slip in and out of those moods today where everything is just mainstream 3D normal, and then all of a sudden you are in a different reality and you are picking up nuances and meanings to things and seeing signs and symbols and interpreting them and making decisions based on your intuition rather than just your logic. And you may just have to pick and choose the moments and decide which faculty to give the greater allowance to be operating in that moment. All those black dotted lines that you see are the kind of undercurrents, and they factor into the two Thor's hammers, which are involving the moon with Jupiter and with Chiron, and Chiron with the moon and Venus. Again, we have the two beneficial planets, and they are already getting their buttons pushed or resistance to good or to the light in some way from Mercury, Chiron, the moon, Uranus. Even if changes are for the better, there are going to be people who complain or say that's no good or we shouldn't do that. And would there be arguments? Yes, possibly. Mercury's in Libra is the sign of debate as well as diplomacy. And supposing Chiron in a sign of the self and Jupiter in Cancer, where we want to get along well with other people and share under that symbiosis of Cancer, how will things go? Well, how do you want them to go? Really, simply focus on making the lemonade out of the lemons, which is what a mystic rectangle is very good at doing, or giving us the ability to do that, where everybody else says, no, that cannot work, that won't happen. A mystic rectangle steps in and just keeps moving forward and doing it and not listening to what everybody else says. Just calmly comes in and says, well, I can do that. It involves the mystic rectangle, the sun, the moon, Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune. So everything can move forward and go up to that higher level. Saturn and Neptune are also at the peak of the kite that pulls that grand shine, with a planet of change, Uranus, and planet of transformation and empowerment, Pluto. And we have the sun in air, Uranus in air, Pluto in air. These are social signs of interacting and communicating with other people individually, as couples, and in groups, all pointing toward Neptune, beauty, healing, and inspiration, Saturn, make it real, do the work. So big things and good things can happen today, but there's a lot of energy going on all around you to kind of filter out and figure out what is of the light, what is of the dark, where's the shadow, and not that you're ever going to be able to remove that shadow entirely, but to learn to do what you need to do in working with it or around it or shining the light on it. But the shadows never go away entirely. And ideally, to be a complete and whole person, you also have to do that shadow work and look within yourself. And today may be showing you some almost comedic examples of that as you go about your day and interact with other people. You're definitely going to have that mirroring effect while we have the Sun and Mercury in Libra, opposing Chiron and Neptune conjunct Saturn in Aries. So, yep, your buttons can get pushed, and that's okay. Maybe it's time. Well, do stay safe on the material level as well, because Mercury in an opposition and in a square, that is the planet of not just speech, but travel. Um, and expect that people may be emotional, moody, and impulsive on the road right now. Um, keep your cool and attempt to be non-reactive, or remove yourself from situations if you feel yourself being triggered. Mars is in a T-square with Chiron and Pluto, and Mercury's in a T-square with Jupiter and Chiron. And basically, T-squares everywhere: Moon, Venus, Uranus. The mutable energy of the Moon, give yourself that little bit of permission to change your perspective, to think elevated thoughts, to believe that something is possible, even if it doesn't look very probable. And that can be just enough to make that mystic rectangle do its best work for you today and change a situation that maybe you didn't think could change for the better. So that's it for a very, very busy day. And I'll be back again on Monday. Enjoy your weekend.